Hello, I am Lily from EATT, and I'm going to talk about artificial intelligence and their problems. So this is the list of things I'm going to talk about today. First, I'm going to introduce AI. Then I'm going to talk about the history of AI. Then I'm going to list the 3 problems of AI: biased AI, social media filter, and autonomous weapons. And at last, I'm going to clarify everything I will say before. Now, let's start with a quote.
Okay.
Eliezer Yudkowsky, an American AI theorist and a writer, once said, "By far, the greatest danger of artificial intelligence is that people conclude too early that they understand it." He is best known for popularizing the idea of friendly AI, so you can see how serious this problem is, you know. Now I will introduce AI. AI is basically a computer system that has human learning, reasoning, perceptual ability. They also include other artificially implemented computer programs, and people do not yet know whether they have a bright future or a dark future, but I definitely think that they have a dark future. Now I will say the history of AI. Although this is only a brief history of AI and you can search more up in the internet, there's a reason why I didn't write them all. So the history of AI starts in the Greek myth. In the Greek myth, there is a blacksmith named Hephaestus, and he created mechanical servants, and his father, Taurus, was a bronze man. And during 13th and 19th century, talking and moving heads were invented, and bodies were added later to them. Some people during this time even thought animal bodies were just complex machines, and the first mechanical digital calculating machine was invented at this time too. Now in modern history, which is 1950s to 2000, a game playing program was developed, and it showed high performance enough to challenge the world champion. And most features you can see in AIs right now, such as understanding natural language, combining locomotion, perception, and problem solving, was developed. Today, AI show clever and original features, but they are often used for household devices promotion. So they're closer to machine learning than actual artificial intelligence. Now, humanity have long waited for the great moment when AI starts to help them anywhere and anytime. However, this moment may not even come at all. AI will come back to humans with negative impacts, such as biased AI, social media filters, and autonomous weapons. Now I'll talk about the first problem of AI, biased AI. AI bias occurs when AI takes in incorrect data from the internet. One of the many reasons people prefer AI is because they are known to have no emotions, and therefore they are fair. However, as AI developed, it learned incorrect data from the internet and used it. With the dream of automating the recruiting process, Amazon started an AI project in 2014, but they soon realized that their new AI recruiting system was not rating candidates fairly, and it showed bias against women, since the historical data Amazon used contained bias against women. Therefore, Amazon's recruiting system incorrectly learned that male candidates were preferable. This proves that using AI is no better than using humans.
Interesting.
Now I will talk about those social media filters. Now, social media filter bubbles are basically when AI algorithms filter posts so people only see what they want to see. This blocks people's wide view to the world. People will only know what they want to know about, ignoring all the new information. Elliot Parser, a longtime internet activist, once said, "Your filter bubble is your own personal, unique universe of information that you live in online. And what is in your filter bubble depends on who you are and what you do. But the thing is that you do not decide what's get in, and more importantly, you do not know what's get edited out. Filter bubbles are a solvable issue. But if no action is taken to bring awareness to filter bubbles, and people do not do their part in breaking them, the result could be highly problematic, making people become big fish in a small pond." So I got 2 solutions to this problem. The first solution is that you should keep filter bubbles in mind as you browse the internet. The second solution is that you should continually seek out for new sources and perspectives and take in new information. Now, the last problem of AI is that they are dangerous physically. Now, when I talk about physically dangerous AI, I'm not only talking about AIs taking over the world and conquering humanity. What I'm talking about is autonomous weapons. Autonomous weapons are basically weapons that can attack a specific person or a place with identifying sensors. These weapons, drones for example, can fly themselves into a dangerous place to spy or attack. According to Bernard Ma, a world-renowned futurist, countries like the US, the UK, Russia, and China are all working very hard on creating autonomous weapons. This is definitely a negative impact of this technology. This AI technology should instead be used for positive ways, such as security or photography industries. Physically dangerous weapons roaming among different countries can cause harsh wars and even a World War III. In conclusion, research on AI should be slowed down because AI becomes biased by taking wrong data from the internet and creates social media filter bubble which blocks people's wide view to the world and is dangerous physically by using autonomous weapons. AI already threatens to disrupt humans, and people need to shift focus on the risks of AI. There will be legal and prudential problems around our treatment of AI long before the current assumed crisis points. Developing AI more and more will bring human counterproductive results and even to destruction. Thanks for listening.
Okay.